All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who have joined me live tonight for our first Director Huddle of 2023. I still feel so weird saying 2023. I know we all can relate. I think 2022 was the fastest year of my life. I feel like I blinked and it was over. And here we are at the beginning of 2023. And I know you feel the same way as me, that you are glad to say goodbye to 2022. Peace 2022, on to brighter and better things. So tonight, for our first Director Huddle of the year, I really was praying about and thinking about what I wanted to share with you. I put a lot of pressure on myself for these leadership team, directorship training huddles because I just want to give you guys my best always. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself for every training, but especially the first one of the year because it's so pivotal. And so for those of you who were able to attend leadership, I'm so glad that you were able to do that. And I hope that that has been very impactful for you as you are planning and preparing and laying that foundation work for 2022. I just want to say that I know going into 2022 that, or I mean, going out of 2022 and into 2023, we all are feeling this need for a breath of fresh air and a fresh new start. So I hope that leadership gave that to you, and I hope that maybe this will as well. So what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about was commitment, or specifically the word commit. When it comes to trainings, I really like to break things down into acronyms if I can. Here, let me add her back. I really like to try to break things down into acronyms. It always sticks with me better that way if it's something catchy. And so I actually broke the word commit down into an acronym for you guys. So when we talk about the word commit, there's a quote that always comes to me at the beginning of the new year. And it was actually a quote by Sarah Robbins. And it's one that has stuck with me. And every year, as we're doing Dream Week and we're planning for the new year, I share this quote. And it is that you don't need a new opportunity in the new year. You need a new commitment to your opportunity. You don't need a new opportunity in the new year. You need a new commitment to your opportunity. So many people, as we begin the new year, they're like, oh, what can I start? What can I try? What can I do different? Thinking that they might need to go down a different avenue or open a different door. And I want you to look at what's right in front of you and say, no, I'm going to fully focus on this opportunity that's right in front of me. And instead of trying to chase the next shiny thing or the grass that looks greener over here, I'm going to really focus on the opportunity that I have right in front of me and putting that same energy and commitment and excitement into this opportunity with a new commitment. So I want you guys to use the chat, and I want to know, when you think of the word commit, what are some like keywords or maybe some thoughts that come to your mind for the two of you that are on here live with me right now? What are maybe some keywords that come to your mind when you think of the word commit? Or what do you kind of think of as the definition of commit? Use the chat and tell me. Pepper said show up. I think that's great. Do what you say you're going to do. Absolutely, for sure. Being a person of your word And, for me, when I think of the word commit, I always think of, Rena said execute. That's great as well. For me, when I think about commit, my mind always goes to marriage because that's the biggest commitment in my life. And so I think about my marriage and um, I think about my marriage and I think about that there are days when we don't necessarily like our spouse, right? We might love our spouse, but there's days that we don't really like our spouse. There are days when we're frustrated with them, or they're doing something that's annoying us, or they've done something that's upset us, right? Like there are plenty of days where we might not, or seasons where we, yeah, I mean, seasons, it happens, right? Where we might not really like that person. And it's work and it's a commitment and it's a daily choice to show that person that you love them, to show that person that you're committed, despite this challenging season or this issue or this fight that you might be going through, right? So that's what I think about when I think about the word committed. I think about how am I committed in my marriage, that even on the days when I don't feel like it, even on the days when I might not like him, I am still committed and I'm going to, as Pepper said, show up, right? I'm going to say what I'm going, I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, right? Like, um, I'm very committed to my marriage and to my husband. And I have a mentality that this has to work. This will work. We will make this work. And he has that same commitment to me. And I have mirrored that in my Scentsy business. And to me, that's what commitment looks like to me is even on the days that I don't feel like it, I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to do it. Even when it might feel hard, even when it might be a challenging season, I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to um, be an active business owner. Oh my God, I'm just gonna have to turn my phone off. I don't know who this person is that's calling me, but they are not giving up. So weird. Hold on, it's not letting me hang up because they're actively calling me. So that's to me what I feel like being committed is. And so as I was preparing my notes and I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you all tonight, I was thinking about the word commit and I was breaking down each of the letters and just sort of identifying what, I just forget how to turn your phone, there we go. Sorry, I just had to turn my phone off. Okay, so I was thinking about each of the letters of commit, and as we think about committing to our businesses in 2023, to commit to taking it to the places that we have been dreaming of and the things that we want, what are some of those keywords that really apply? So these are the words that I came up with. So C is for create. C is for create. O is for object. O is for object. M is for maintain. The second M is for multiply. The I is for identify, and the T is for track. So create, object, maintain, multiply, identify, and track. Okay, so let's talk about our first letter, C, create. Creating your vision, creating your list of goals is the very first thing you've got to do as you look ahead to 2023 and beyond in your business. So whether you want to create a vision board like I do and have a visual here in my office or in your office space or in your office nook or in your desk or in your side table in your bedroom, wherever your office space is, you have to have something in your space where you dedicate that space to work, where you are reflecting and looking at what your goals are for 2023 and beyond. I don't like to see, personally, I don't like to see on my dream board just stuff that's only focused on this year. I like to see a mixture of my big picture goals and my smaller picture goals because I think it's all important. It's this like beautiful, stew, right? It's this beautiful blended recipe of what we want to see this month and in 6 months and in the third quarter and in 2 years, right? It's just this beautiful masterpiece of all the things. So don't be like restrictive when you're creating your vision board or your um, list of goals, whatever it is that you're working on. And I said this a lot during Dream Week, and I'll say it again, like it is a scary thing to dream. And I get that. Before Scentsy, I was not a dreamer. I did not dream. I thought that the job that I had was it. I was just going to be somebody that worked a job forever, and that was that, right? I was afraid to dream. I didn't think dreaming was in the cards for me. I didn't go to college. I did 1 semester at college. Like, I just didn't think that I had the potential to build a dream. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't think that that was possible for me. So I understand that, like, sometimes the garbage that you've heard throughout your life makes you believe that you're not capable of having a dream life and making dreams and plans for yourself, or maybe past failures or setbacks have put you in a place where you are afraid to dream. But I'm here to tell you, this is the place to dream. This is your safe place. This is your place to dream. It taught me to dream again. And if you're scared to dream, start small. Start really, really small. No one says that if you're scared to dream, you gotta like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna pay off my $400,000 mortgage next month." Like, okay, don't dream big, right? Like, dream small to start. Like, it doesn't have to be a massive thing. It just has to be important to you. I say that constantly in my trainings, and that's because I don't care what it is. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not about me. It's not about pleasing me. It's not about anything having to do with me. It is about everything having to do with you and your family. So there is no one judging your goals. There is no one judging your dreams. They're not too big, too small, too medium. Like, this isn't the Goldilocks story, right? There is no, it's all good. It's all good. Whatever your dream is, please dream it and don't be afraid, and bring your family in with you, and I think one of the greatest gifts that we have in the Sensi family is how many people are willing to share their stories and share their experiences and share what they've come through, share what they're working towards, share what they've achieved. And that was one of the most special things about Dream Week, in my opinion. Thank you for sharing your story, Pepper. I love for people in our family to be able to hear from other people and how it is blessing their lives and how it is changing their lives for the better. Even the smallest of things that we feel like, oh, well, this is really small, it's big to someone else who's not yet there. So I love those opportunities. And what I want to say to you is, let the stars around you inspire you to see what's possible and inspire you to dream. For you that were at leadership, you got a taste of that, I'm sure. Letting the stars, the bright stars around you, inspire you to see what's possible. Don't let them intimidate you. Don't let them make you feel less than. Don't make you feel like your journey is, you know, less than. Let them inspire you to see what is possible for you as well and beyond. And if you weren't at leadership, if you don't go to SFR, if you don't go to these events, there's still opportunities for you all over social media, all over YouTube, all over the workstation, for you to hear inspiring stories from other consultants to fill your tank. When you are feeling lousy and when you are feeling less than hopeful about your business and the status of your business, like Orville says, be a star so bright that others around you can see you and wish upon you. That's one of Orville's quotes that has always stuck with me. So look to the stars around you and let them shine for you in your life to fill you with hope for what is possible for you when you are afraid to dream, or when you are hesitant to dream, or when you are feeling discouraged. So create your plans. That is C. Create your plans every single year, all year long. Be focusing on what you want today, this month, this quarter, next year. Always be in a status of creating your list of goals, creating your vision board, creating what you're working towards. Because if you have no clue what you're working towards, you're just going to be wandering aimlessly, and nobody gets anywhere that way. The most successful Sensi consultants are consultants that are planning, creating what they want and writing it down and then making that happen. All right, so that is C. O is object. This is a hard one for all of us, especially as women, okay? Object to anything that's not in line with your personal or business goals. Object to anything that's not in line with your personal or business goals. Ladies, gentlemen, we have to learn to say no to what doesn't serve us as business owners, to what doesn't serve our faith, or to what doesn't serve our family. If it doesn't serve your business, if it doesn't serve your faith, if it doesn't serve your family, those are your key priorities in life, right? If it doesn't serve you, your business, your faith, your family, learn to say bye-bye. We overcommit ourselves. And then we wonder why we're suffering. We wonder why we're struggling. We wonder why we're hanging by a thread. We have to learn to object. We have to learn to say no. You can say no with grace. You can say no with love. There are plenty of times people reach out to me and ask me to do a training. And I say, I can't at this time. I'm sorry. Thank you for thinking of me. Please think of me in the future. You know, it's just not a good time right now. Do I feel bad? Sure. Did I say no anyway? Yes, because I have to be able to look at my big picture. What am I working towards? How much time do I have to work my business? Is this going to help me get to my business goals, or is this going to be a distraction? And I can't let my fear of what's this person going to think of me? Is this person going to think I'm a jerk because I said no to doing that training for them? I can't worry about that. That problem is theirs. If I say no with respect and kindness and they have a problem with that, then that problem is theirs, right? Learn to object to anything that is not in line and does not serve your business, your family, and your faith. Let's focus on unlearning that unhealthy behavior. We cannot do all the things. We should not do all the things. And we won't do all the things in 2023, right? We will not. Okay, so instead, let's focus on income producing tasks. First, foremost, primary, most important. As leaders, we know we got to show up, right? So first and foremost, let's focus on those income producing tasks. Those obviously line up with our business goals. Less fluff, more focus. Focus on those fundamentals. We know what they are. We got to party. We got to sponsor. We got to train. Focus on the fundamentals. Focus on that and object to anything that's not in line with that for your business goals. Okay, so that's O for object. And I did put faith and family in there because that is important. It cannot be all about your business all the time. I know that. And I want y'all to know that and live that too. Don't sacrifice your family. Don't sacrifice your faith for your business, right? Make time for those things too. All right, so M is for maintain. Maintain systems that work for you, that support those fundamentals. It doesn't matter what your system is, friends. Like, it doesn't really matter what your system is. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be fluffy. It doesn't have to be shiny. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Find a way to do the fundamentals that works for you, okay? Partying, sponsoring, training. Simple things. 50-10 every month, 50 samples, 10 possibility packets. I've focused on that for years and years and years and years. And it was a huge part of my growth, but it was so simple, right? It's a simple system. 50 samples, 10 possibility packets every single month. Hostess flipping, right? It's a simple system. Like when I say systems, I don't necessarily mean like your follow-up system. I mean, what is your system in place that you have that you're making sure that you're doing these things? How are you making sure that every time you have a hostess, you offer her the flip? How are you making sure that every time you follow up with a customer, you're mentioning Sensi Club? How are you making sure that you're implementing some kind of a VIP reward system where you're encouraging your customers to shop again and letting them know, hey, I bet your supplies are running low. You probably need to place another order, right? Like, what are kind of the check and balance systems that you have in place? Where are you seeing those opportunities for growth in that area? Focus on that in 2023 and then maintain. None of this stuff is beyond you. If it ain't beyond me, it is not beyond you. Friends, trust me, you can do these things. None of these things are complex. None of these things are beyond you. It's just that discipline and that structure and that commitment. It's committing to yourself and your goals and your dreams. Okay. So we got to create our vision boards, our goals. We have to object to anything that's not in line with our personal, our business, any of that stuff. If it does not support that, object to it, I should say. Maintain systems that work to support the fundamentals. Our next M is multiply. We know duplication or multiplying what we're doing is important to help others find freedom through their business and also help achieve our goals, right? So how are we focusing on multiplying our actions and our efforts within our own teams? That has to be part of your committing in 2023. Multiply or duplicate your successful actions by consistently sharing what you're doing with your team. It is such a simple act. I think one of the most successful things that we can do with leaders is simply sharing how we are working, why we're doing what we're doing, and what the results are from what we're doing. That's why on a very regular basis, every single month, you see me in the team page sharing my VIP mail. Why? Because it's simple. It's extremely effective. I share how I do it, why I do it, and what the results are on a regular basis. The reason why is because it's successful for me and it is very simple for other people to duplicate. And so that's why I share it on a very consistent basis. So don't overcomplicate leadership and trying to help multiply your actions and your efforts. Every time you're working your business, think to yourself, challenge yourself in 2023. Every time you're working your business, ask yourself, is this a small teachable moment? Can I share this with my team? You're taking a huge weight off your shoulders and making your job a heck of a lot easier. Instead of like, okay, I have to do this personal work and then I have to come up with a post for my team page. Instead of making those two separate things, two separate tasks, you can make those one task. The way you're working your business is always a teachable moment. If you're like just the other day, I was having a conversation with a customer who was upset that her warmer that was defective was no longer available. She couldn't get a replenishment from Sensi to replace her defective warmer. So in that specific example, I actually had one that I used to use personally. And I said, it's not new. It was mine. I'll clean it up, but I'd be happy to send it to you if you would like me to do that. Or of course, we can order you something of the same price point. She's not happy with any of the other $45 warmers that are currently available, and she wants that warmer. And so sure enough, I'm gonna mail it to her this week. So I shared that as an example of how I was providing good customer service to my customer and trying to make her happy. You know, at the end of the day, our job is to make our customers as happy as possible, to make our customers feel valued, to make our customers feel, to make our customers see how important they are to us. And so that was a moment where I was working my business and I turned that into a teachable moment and shared that in the team page. It was a way to teach people about our lifetime warranty on our warmers, right? Because there's people in our team page who probably didn't know about that yet, who hadn't experienced that yet, who were maybe newer consultants. And it was also an opportunity to show a customer service moment and allow people to see like a conversation that I've had with a customer to give them ideas in the future of how to handle a similar situation. So these things that we're doing on a daily basis to work our business are teachable moments that we can utilize. And so that's just one example of how we can multiply our efforts and our actions in these simple teachable moments. How/why are you doing what you're doing? And how can these people easily incorporate that into their business as well? Okay, so that's multiply. I for identify. Identify your opportunities for growth. We all have those opportunities for growth, whether it's in your physical fitness, whether it's in our marriages, whether it's in a friendship, whether it's in our faith, whether it's in our Cincy business, right? In all aspects of our business, all aspects of our lives, we should always be evolving and growing and developing. The other option is stagnancy. And nothing good comes from stagnancy. What happens when water is stagnant? Right? Do we want to be stagnant water, or do we want to be a river, flowing, beautiful? We have to evolve. We have to change and grow and develop. We cannot remain stagnant in any aspect of our life. And so in business, we all have opportunities for growth. There is no shame in admitting that. There is no shame in speaking that out. There is no shame in looking for help and support. I, as your upline, am always eager and happy to help you. If you come to me and say, hey, I have an opportunity for growth here, I'd love to work with you a little bit on that, I would be happy to do that. And if you don't feel like I can provide you that support and there's someone else who can, reach out to them. We have so many outlets available to us in Cincy through the amazing outpouring of our fellow consultants who share on YouTube, on social media, and also in our workstation. If it's not me that can support you in that area, then find someone who can. We think about like exercise, right? And let's say we're trying to grow our biceps, right? We're trying to, get some guns, right? We can't grow our biceps. We can't grow our muscles without discomfort, right? We're tearing our muscles. We're breaking them down to build them up, right? And it is the same in the business. We have to tear ourselves down, right? Like we have to get down to the nitty-gritty of it and figure out, where do we have these weaknesses and how can we stretch and grow and get uncomfortable and try new things to grow and strengthen that area of our business. I love giving Heidi Thompson as an example too, because I think it's just it was such a beautiful journey to watch. Heidi always hated public speaking. She was terrified to speak publicly. At the first conventions, she didn't want to, and she didn't. Through much time and pressing, she started doing the keynotes. Orville would do a keynote and she would do a keynote. And she really put herself in uncomfortable positions year after year, stretching and growing and making herself speak publicly. And she has become, through that journey, through that struggle, through that breaking through those discomforts and breaking through those barriers, she has become an incredible public speaker who has inspired thousands and thousands of consultants every single year and more. Obviously, there's more people that watch those videos on YouTube. She has inspired so many. And if you think about years prior, she refused to even do it. She wanted nothing to do with it. Our journeys are beautiful when we open ourselves up to trying something different and evolving. So I just want to encourage you, don't be afraid to identify where you're weak. Don't think that just because you're willing to say, hey, I see my business is weak in this area, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That doesn't mean that your business is doing poorly. That doesn't mean any of those things. That means that you are a normal business owner who has areas of weakness, just like me, just like everyone. Everyone that you look up to in Scentsy, all the leaders that you look at and you respect, they all have weaknesses in their business. And they're where they are because they were willing to identify those weaknesses and pursue strengthening them. And our weaknesses change over the years, right? At one point, my greatest weakness was recruiting. And then it became my greatest strength. And then it became a weakness again. And now it's sort of like in the middle right now for me. But it's an evolution, right? We're always evolving. We're always developing. And don't be afraid to try something new. Just don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. That's where the breakthroughs happen. Okay, so identify your opportunities for growth and develop those. Make that a priority. And last is T for track. Track you and your top performers' performance daily. When I was a young director and beyond, I tracked my numbers every single day in my planner. The planner I was using at that time, it was different. It was the Kit Life planner, but it would still work very similarly. I use the Scentsy one now. But I would, at the very top of each day, I would write my PRV, my TWV, and my GWV. And then I would sort my workstation report by TWV. And for as many as I could fit, I would write the top sorted by team wholesale volume. I wanted to know every day, who were my movers and shakers? Who are my emerging leaders? Because those are the people that I want to talk to the most. Those are the people that I want to connect with the most. Those are the people that need me the most. It is nothing to do with favoritism. It has everything to do with providing support to those who need your support. The people on your team who have 0 in PRV, they are important, but they don't need you. The people that need you are the people that are out there hustling, and they need that support. They need someone to come in and help them and coach them and empower them and give them ideas and encourage them. The people that have the 0 in PRV and the people that are not involved in their business, they'll reach out to you when they need something, and you know it's true. The ones with the least PRV are usually the loudest. I know y'all know that to be true. If they need something, they'll be sure to let you know. Okay, so track your performance. This is something that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was pivotal in my success in growing my business. Pivotal. If you aren't focusing on who's focused, if you're not focusing on who are the movers and the shakers in your organization, you don't know who they are, you're not consistently connecting with them, you're not consistently empowering them, supporting them, challenging them, and just enjoying the journey with them, you are missing out on one of the most rewarding aspects of this business, and you are missing out on helping them to the best of your abilities and serving them the best you can as a leader. And we all know the wise Zig Ziglar has taught us that our compensation is directly tied to how many people we serve and how well we serve them. That's one of my favorite Zig Ziglar quotes. Our income is directly tied to how many people we serve and how well we serve them. I love that quote because it speaks to the beauty of this business. It is all arrows out. It is all about focusing on who we can serve, how well we serve them, both our customers and our teams. Okay, so make sure you're tracking them. Make that a priority every day. Don't go to bed without looking at your numbers. At least screenshot them on your phone so you can write them down the next day. If you're like, oh shoot, I'm in bed, I forgot to write down my numbers, screenshot them so you have it and you can jot it down the next day. Recognize them, ask them what they're working towards. Holy cow, I can't tell you how many conversations I've had with people where it's like, holy cow, you're killing it. What's driving you, girl? What are you working towards? I can't tell you how many conversations I've had like that. And they'll tell you because they're excited. They're excited that you recognize them. They're excited that you saw them, and they're excited to share with you why they're doing what they're doing. Okay. So that is how we commit in 2023 to making this our best year yet. We create our vision board and our list of goals. We know what we're working towards both in 2023 and beyond. We object to anything that is not in line with our personal or our business goals. We learn to say no. Okay? We stop being serial overcommitters. Okay? The PTO, if that's not serving your family, if that's not serving your business, say goodbye. We have to learn to say no to what is not serving our family, our faith, our business. Okay. M, maintain systems that work for you to support the fundamentals of partying, sponsoring, and training. Multiply or duplicate your actions by consistently sharing what you're doing with your team and how or why you're doing those things, what the results are, challenging them to do the same. Identify our opportunities for growth and make developing those areas a priority in 2023, and track you and your top performers' numbers daily. Knowing that shows you who to focus on. Okay, so growth in 2023 really is as simple as that. It really is. Truly, truly is. Commit, create, object, maintain, multiply, identify, and track. And as you, I hope, know, I am always here. If you want to have a one-on-one chat with me, or if you just want to send some messages back and forth with me, if you want to run something by me, if you want to talk about an opportunity for growth, if you want to talk about something that I can do to support you, if you want me to do a live with you and your team, like if there's anything I can do to support you on your journey, I'm here for it. I am all in. I am 100% committed to my Scentsy business. 2022 was down. I made less money in 2022 than I did in 2021. I made less money in 2022 than I made in 2020. But does that mean that I am any less committed to my business today than I was in those years when I made more money? Nope. I am no less committed today. I know that my business is going to look like this. And I know that that is normal. I know that I have to be down here to be up here again. And I remember when I was up here, I was exhausted. Don't you? Don't you remember when you were up here? It was exhausting. It was exhausting, right? I mean, we have highs and lows in business. And I am no less committed today than I was then when the paychecks were insanely amazing. And I know they will be there again because I know I'm here. I'm committed. I'm here for the long haul. I look at all the people who've been here longer than me, who are wiser than me, and that's what they've done. And that's what I will do. I trust I have every cell of my body knows this is where I'm supposed to be and knows that home office is smart. They are wise with money. They love us. They care about us. And I trust them with my livelihood. And I'm 100% committed. And I can't wait to see where we go in 2023. And I am here for you. I know December sucked. It was like a gut punch, but we're moving on. We're focusing on what we got to do. We're focusing on simplifying. We're focusing on the fundamentals. And I know 2023 is going to be a great year. And I can't wait to see what we all do together. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.